BMW iX, the brand's first dedicated electric SUV, the flagship, the one that was supposed to write BMW's entire electric story. And for a long time, it did exactly that, without question, without competition. But the industry never stands still, and now, with the newer iX3 taking home the prestigious 2026 Watt Car of the Year title, the conversation has shifted. The question is now simple, direct, and impossible to ignore. Is the BMW iX still relevant? I've spent the last several months living with this car, day after day, long motorway runs, city commutes, weekend drives, to give you a genuinely honest, real-world answer. And before we get into it, subscribe to RLC Auto Channel, hit the bell icon, and set it to all. That way you're always first in line whenever a fresh, honest, unbiased review drops on this channel. Because today, we're putting the BMW iX under the microscope to find out whether it still deserves its place at the very top of the luxury electric SUV world. Exterior design first, and the BMW iX has never been short of opinions. This is a car that walks into a room and immediately starts an argument, and honestly, where you land on it comes down entirely to personal taste. But here's what's worth knowing. BMW put the iX through a facelift at the end of last year, and while this isn't a wholesale reinvention, the changes are meaningful. The front bumper is sharper, more sculpted, and gives the car a more commanding, road-ready presence. The new LED headlights feel more contemporary and more sophisticated than what came before. And the optional illuminated kidney grille, whether you love the sheer scale of it or not, makes a genuine statement after dark, lighting up with an unmistakable signature that demands attention. Towards the rear, changes are more subtle. Revised light clusters and a reshaped rear bumper freshen things up without touching the fundamental silhouette, and that bold, unapologetically futuristic shape remains exactly as it was. Polarizing? Absolutely. But in a world overrun with cautious, anonymous SUV design, standing out this confidently still carries real value. Step inside, and within seconds it becomes clear. This is where the BMW iX truly makes its case. The interior doesn't just impress, it envelops you. Every version of the iX brings a rich, thoughtfully curated mix of materials: microfiber suede, genuine wood, surfaces that feel as good as they look. This M Sport model wraps the dashboard and seats in elegant gray suede that is both visually striking and genuinely comfortable to spend hours in. Push further into the options list, and BMW's Loft interior package delivers blue suede paired with warm bronze accents, a combination so well executed, so distinctly premium, that it has earned the iX Best Interior in its class on multiple occasions. That's not a small achievement in a segment this competitive. Across all trim levels, the layout is clean and minimalist, anchored by a sweeping curved display that integrates a 12.3-inch digital driver display alongside a 14.9-inch infotainment screen, both crisp, both highly responsive, and both offering deep customization to suit how you drive. There are frustrations, and it's only fair to acknowledge them. Climate settings buried within touchscreen menus are an unnecessary inconvenience, and adjusting your seat while moving through a touchscreen never feels like the right solution. But BMW has softened those edges with well-placed shortcut buttons and a tactile rotary controller that keep the driver's focus where it belongs. Wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a standard Harman Kardon audio system complete the technology package. Build quality throughout feels composed, precise, and genuinely premium. Nothing rattles, nothing flexes, nothing lets the side down. The driving position is well judged. The optional M Sport seats wrap you in noticeably more support. Forward sight lines are clear and confident, and parking sensors alongside the optional 360-degree camera take the stress out of tighter situations. The wide cabin architecture pays dividends in everyday usability. Storage is generous. 3 adults sit comfortably in the rear with a completely flat floor beneath them. The large side windows keep the space feeling bright and open, and the optional electrochromatic panoramic roof elevates the ambiance even further. The boot offers a useful 500 liters of space, loads flat with no awkward lip to navigate, includes underfloor storage for hiding away the cables and smaller items, and the rear seats fold down cleanly for bulkier loads. There's no front trunk, but in honest, real-world use, it's rarely something you'll find yourself missing. On to performance and driving dynamics.
Before we go any further, if you're interested in mastering YouTube content creation with AI tools, we have a course built specifically to transform the way you create. Join our AI YouTube content creation course today. Accelerate your growth, and you can even book a live one-on-one power session directly with us, where we guide you personally every step of the way. This is your unfair advantage. Get the link in the video description and take the leap today.
And the BMW iX is built around a very clear priority, and that priority is comfort. This is not a car engineered to attack corners or set pulses racing through a mountain road. There is body lean and tighter bends, there is a tangible sense of the car's considerable weight, and anyone chasing sports car sharpness will need to look elsewhere. But the steering carries genuine feel and well-judged weight, and the moment you add optional air suspension to the equation, which, for the record, we would strongly recommend, the character of this car shifts considerably.
The xDrive 60 steps things up with a 109.1 kilowatt-hour battery, up to 426 miles of range, 536 horsepower, and a 4.6-second sprint to 62. And then at the summit of the range sits the M70, 650 horsepower, 3.8 seconds to 62 miles per hour, and 365 miles of range for those who demand the absolute maximum. Charging capability runs from 175 to 195 kilowatts, depending on variant, delivering a 10 to 80% charge in approximately 30 minutes. Strong, competitive numbers that make long-distance travel in this car a genuinely practical, low-stress proposition. And so to the final piece of the picture, pricing, the honest pros and cons, and where the BMW iX ultimately stands. 3 trim levels cover the range: Sport, M Sport, and M70. Even the entry-level Sport arrives with a specification that punches well above its price point, including heated front seats, adaptive LED headlights, and a powered electric tailgate as standard. The M Sport adds larger alloy wheels, upgraded seating, and a sharper overall aesthetic. The M70 represents the full-fat, uncompromising version of the iX. Maximum performance, maximum luxury, and a price tag to match that not everyone will be comfortable with. Safety credentials are impeachable, 5 stars in independent testing, exactly as expected at this level. The strengths of the iX are consistent and well-established: exceptional interior quality, class-leading refinement, generous space in every direction, and a powertrain range broad enough to suit almost every type of luxury EV buyer. The honest weaknesses deserve equal airtime. Reliability rankings for the iX are not as strong as certain key rivals, and the warranty package falls shorter than some competitors offer, both of which are real-world considerations worth taking seriously before committing. But stepping back and looking at the full picture, the BMW iX absolutely still holds its ground as a luxury electric SUV in a segment that has never been more fiercely contested. Our recommendation remains clear. The xDrive 45 in sport trim with optional air suspension represents the sweet spot of the range. Quiet, smooth, beautifully refined, and still genuinely special every single time you settle into that seat. The iX may no longer be the only answer, but it is still, without doubt, one of the very best. Check the